What are dark forces? Are there any dark forces, or is there a darkness that goes with opening your eyes and seeing? Or...
I've had a lot of experiences with darkness. So many things can't be explained. So many things can't be explained. I know one thing. I know that just like presence is a portal, or the now, right? The now is a portal through which you can enter presence in this moment and truth and God and the mystery of mysteries, right? In the same way, the mind is a doorway through which you can suffer. You can go through that doorway and you can go into your past archives, or you can listen to all the different suggestions that are there, and it can get you spinning in your own head, and you can end up really confused and dreaming again, right? And in that dream, cause yourself a lot of pain and cause a lot of other people a lot of pain. So if you want to call those evil forces, call them whatever you like. But the possibility of suffering, self-induced,
so they're not
always there.
Right, self-induced. So it's not really a force that's visiting on you. It's just you walking into the realm or into the backyard or the cemetery lot, which is...
Yeah, it's interesting because there was this image of you being in pursuit, right? The Hound of Heaven, was a poem by George Herbert, I think it was. And you were being pursued by, by God, right? By the great lover, right? And was in hot pursuit of you, right? Well, the other side of the coin, right, is that we're being pursued or hunted or somehow attacked, right, by these powers and principalities that are unseen. Okay, coming from a Catholic background, I'm familiar with both, and I'm familiar with both languages, right? I've also had experiences of the dark side, dark forces, or whatever. I'm not discounting them. All I'm saying is that without the doorway of the mind, without the doorway of the archives of thought, without thought impinging, there's no possibility of suffering. Without thought, they have to enter through the mind. There's no other way they can enter except through the mind. Maybe.
So there's never an authentic encounter with a dark force, because just there's
never an authentic encounter with an ego either. Never.
The authentic encounter, or what we call the essential encounter.
Right.
There are no dark forces there.
No, because presence is there, and the presence scatters all the darkness. And there's no possibility of an authentic encounter or an essential encounter with an ego either, because that's just a meeting of two like minds or two dissimilar minds, right? That's not an authentic encounter, because you're still there with all your agendas. You're still there with all your preferences. You're still there, right? Now, there can be a coexisting awareness, right? Maybe the thought that, all these contributions are like, make this contribution and make this contribution and make this contribution, and all those thoughts can be arising, and you can still just remain with what remains. You can just still be present. And not just be present, right? But when you're present, who are you? Presence. So you can just remain presence, right? That's what I mean when other teachers say, don't doubt your majesty, is remain presence. Don't doubt that you are presence.
But you said that before, something about it takes more than just staying as presence, but it also takes an inquiry, which you just basically spoke now.
Yeah, I think it takes an inquiry to to have an identification, let's say, right? To be present, right, is beautiful. But what does it tell you about you? What does it tell you about you without the inquiry? It just gives you a beautiful experience. A lot of people don't take it to the point of self-inquiry, where now it's no longer an experience, it's a realization, right? When presence is just an experience, it's no different than any other experience, you know. Sometimes I'm present, sometimes I'm not present.
So it appears to come and go.
It appears to come and go, right? But when you are present and you inquire, who am I when I'm present? Then there's the opportunity, right, to no longer call presence an experience, but to say, that's what I am. And every time I'm present, that's what I am. That's there. I'll never know. The mind will never know. Mind will never know. So this willingness to have an authentic encounter, not between like minds, not between dissimilar minds, but to really meet heart to heart, not with just sentient beings, but with all beings, right? This continuous heart to heart. That's what the enlightened awakened teachers have been talking about and pointing to, right? This continuous love affair with life, as life, meeting everything as itself. What I'm saying is there's a prehistory. There's a prehistory. Prehistory just means pre his or her story. That's all it means. Pre his or her story, right? But we get so invested in the story, right? And the story can be beautiful. I mean, I love telling stories. I'm actually a storyteller. I write stories, you know? But if we get so engrossed in the characters of the story, right, then our life isn't fun anymore.